Just a little quick update where I'm at with some of my pairs and my tanks. These two spawned again, like I said they was about to. This is going to be the last spawn they'll be doing for a while because I need to let her have a break now. This is a third or fourth spawn. Yeah, my other pairs don't spawn like prolifically as these two do. But to be fair, I'll make sure that don't happen because I've like loads of other fish in there with them. I just haven't got the tanks to be raising that much fry or the demand really for the same species that amount of. So, but yeah, I'm trying to make it so that they're accessible to everyone because for ages it's like hard work trying to get decent fish in the UK. And then when you do get them, people would like try and tear the arse out of it with the prices and that. So I'm trying to make them available to like more hobbyists. More people would be interested in it if they had access to fish that they're actually interested in. But yeah, people think about the quick money on it, like I mean the short term on it. I mean yeah, alright, you do make more money off the fish like that, but a lot of people ain't, you know what I mean, willing to spend out like 140, £160 on 6 or 10 fish to try and get a pair out of. So it limits it, the hobby just down to the, you know what I mean, the hardcore few. So he was just chasing her around him, but I think it's she has a go at him to chase me off. Yeah, I'll definitely say she's the more aggressive of the two with this pair. Whereas with these, it's the other way around. But you can see the pot there for the spawn. I've got to take, there's a bristle nose in there I've got to take out. And, well, two types, so you've got the normal one and also the super blood red. It's got its own L number. I can't remember what one it is. But they're not expensive, they're quite cheap actually. But yeah, they shit up all your tanks, so that's the only problem with them. And all that is from that two-plex. Come out at night and shit all over the place. This tank here, I'm just about to shut down now. Little jewel, it's just under 3 foot. One of my original females. And the RTM, sorry about that light, it's reflecting off the little jewel tank now. Actually, so I've got a hose in there from doing a water change. So otherwise you can't actually see it, so it's dodge hosey now. So I might trip over. But yeah, the RTMs still the same, they're doing well. I mean they're parachromis, so they're really easy species to keep anyway. They're definitely one that I'd recommend to people who first got into cichlids. You'll get, they're really nice fish, they're quite interactive. They're not too aggressive. I mean, they are aggressive if you're not used to keeping fish like this, but I mean, as far as cichlids go, they're not overly aggressive. I mean, I'll put them in the realm of, I think, of an aggressive jag, and then you won't be far wrong with these. But saying that, I've had some mental jags as well, so not always, but yeah, they're not, you know what I mean, unmixable, but as you see with most of my tanks, well, be it bar one, that I don't keep anything but just a species tank only. I'll keep one pair usually, and now I'll put L number plex in there, seeing as most of my tanks are all RO, DI and tap water mixes now, so I've started adding different fish into the mix that I can get away with. Things like plex really about the only thing with these sort of fish. But you've got to be careful with some of the L-numbered plex, as pretty as they are, some of them can be carnivorous as well. So, I mean, they're omnivores, but they'll gladly eat eggs and some will take fry from what I've been told. I mean, I'm not that clued up, to be honest, on the plex, but yeah, they're a nice little addition to a tank, because there's only so far you can go when you've got you know what I mean, a tank with a breeding pair in there. There's not really much you can add into that. But I've been changing this tank around in a little while. Well, when I've done this video, I'm going to be shutting down the dual first, then I'm going to be doing some changes to this. The filter that I've got on here at the minute, I had to take off of there because I wanted to put the bigger filter on there. I ended up getting hold of some really cheap 06 series filters, so like the 406, 306, all that. Anyway, so I graded a lot of my older or cheaper filters to the fluval range. When the 07s come out, I got them at like a bargain price. So I was putting there's a 306 already on it, and was a 305 on there. No, sorry, there was a 206 and a 305. Then I took the 305 off and put a 306 on now. Then I wanted to take the 206 off to put that on the little dual tank and put the 406 then on here instead. Anyway, done it all in that. Anyway, because I didn't have the proper original fluval pipes for it, because I can't remember what I'd done with them, I think I got another filter from before that didn't have pipe work, and I took it out of the box because I was using the filter on a tank that was drilled, so it had the connecting pipes to it. So I used them, so I've had to use some, I mean, it didn't matter, I've got loads of pipe work and gooseneck bits and that from, but what it was is that where it had to go through the cabinet and out the back of this fluval Osaka, there's like a bend in it, so it kinked. So basically, it cut the flow down to non-existent, and it was straining the pump, so I had to turn it off. So it's just being run by the one fluval 306 at the minute. I mean, I've done water testing on it, see if there's any change in the parameters. There's just the one filter on it, and there's none whatsoever. And I got told these are good for a couple of 100 litre 306s. They say on the box they're good for 300 litre. And this tank, I think it's 320. So yeah, it seems to be doing alright, but I mean, it's a mature tank and a mature filter anyway, so I'm not that surprised. It's not exactly heavily stocked. There's one pair of RTMs in it and that's it. But yeah, these will be going. I'm just waiting for a buyer. Funnily enough, I thought things would have really slowed down with people buying fish and tanks and that with the whole corona thing, but to be honest, it seems like where a lot of the shops aren't open anymore and people are just being paid, people are trying to spend their money in, you know what I mean, ways that they can. So I've had quite a few people come in recently for marine equipment, for marine tanks, and then also for, on top of that, L-numbered plex I've been selling a lot of, and also I've had people coming from quite far, from Stockport, to come and pick up cichlid fry from me. So yeah, I mean, I've done it all as safely as possible, especially having a baby and all that in the house. So yeah, I didn't want to bring that indoors. But yeah, these are still up for sale if anyone wants them. As long as you've got a 4-foot tank or bigger. I mean, ideally bigger, but I mean, these are in a 4-foot now and they're perfectly happy enough. I mean, it is 4x2, but yeah, it's 4x2 by I think 18 or 20. 320 litres, whatever that works out to be, but I think it's 4x2 by 18 or 2x20 or something like that. Not the best footprint, I'd rather it the other way round. But I mean, I've got this quite cheap, this tank anyway. It just had that, and the person had done a conversion on it from the original T5s. They put LED drivers on there, but you know, the really old school ones that come like strips of tape, and there's just like 2 throws of that shit, so it literally does absolutely nothing. And being as these were marketed as you know what I mean, planted tanks, which is mad now, they do it the other way where they're not as deep, but, or not as tall, but it's also got the thing I do like, which I might nick off of here actually to put on my marine tank, is that the hanging brace that comes all the way down to the bottom. It literally goes either side of where the gap is. Yeah, I might put that in my marine tank to hang my AIs on. I've got a pair of AIs out there and they're on a bar, an aluminium bar, so I can hang that bar off of that hanging rail and I won't have to have the nasty wires going up to the ceiling. But like I said, with this whole corona thing, it slowed down me moving. I should have been moved already. But so yeah, like I said, I've been sending off all the tanks I'm not going to be moving with. They're getting all being sold, and other ones are getting set up. But things like this, so it's not going to show up well because of the light. But it's an ND Aquatics 2x2 cube, and then I'm probably going to be keeping these fluval tanks. The only thing I was thinking of doing with all of them was, because I was looking at the 4x2s, but I thought I wasn't going to get them for the prices I wanted to pay, because 4x2s are really sought after by the marine hobbyists, but it seems not if they're not drilled. So you can get them. You can get a decent 4x2 on a stand for 200 quid second hand on eBay, but brand new you can get the tank on its own for like 2.5, and then put it on blocks and then use MDF to box it in. But I've done that on a few tanks now. I mean, it's functional, it does the job. It makes it a bit of a pain in the arse. We had to put the filters under it because the blocks can be, you know what I mean, where they go is where they go. There's not much you can do around it. I've ended up having to put filters beside them and things like that, because otherwise it makes the pipe work too long. But that's why I'd always rather get sump tanks if I can, you know what I mean, tanks with sumps on them. But I won't turn it down if it's what I'm looking for. I mean, I'll always use a canister filter if not. I mean, they're perfectly fine for cichlids. It just gives you so much more room for, you know what I mean, doing different things if you've got a sump. It gives your room so much more room, there's no equipment in the tank and all that. It's just nice to have. But yeah, like I said, the beani and the Cubans, they're already sorted with their tanks now. What they're going to be going in, they've both got lifelong tanks. That's why these ain't going to be going into that Flugler tank now, even though it's 80 litres bigger, just because I don't want to stress them with the move when I've got to move again anyway. So I might as well just wait, put them in their new tank when it comes. So, well, it's come, but it's just, there's no point in me assembling anything else new here at the minute. If I can't carry it in on my own, I'm not going to bother moving it in here. The stuff's going to be going out of here if anything. But yeah, this tank, I mean, I'll probably keep. This tank I might keep. Although these are getting upgraded, like I said before, these have got a really nice, it was a marine tank, 4x2x30 or whatever it was. But it's got 3-foot sump on it, and it is the nuts. But yeah, that's what the Cubans will be going into. And I've got, like I said, I've got a 622 lined up for these. These two are going to be going into their lifelong home. I'm going to have to divide them though to give her a break for a while. I mean, they're still growing fine and that, but it makes me wonder what their growth rate would have been like if they hadn't spawned. I mean, he's a big boy. He's bigger than the Cuban now. He's not quite as big as the RTM, but he's about what the size of the RTM was when I got him. Yeah, lovely fish, my favourite fish, followed secondly by it's Mel, is my second favourite fish out of all of them, including my marine and everything. But yeah, yeah, cheers. It's being a bit like boring, sat in the house with all this stuff going on, so I thought I'd post a bit. Sorry if it's gone on for a while, but well, look, just as I say that, saying that they're not aggressive with each other too bad. But yeah, well, always make out to be lies, but yeah, cheers.